So, Nintendo's president just confirmed that Switch 2 console prices might go up after launch. Yeah. He said in a statement that they would be considering price adjustments if tariffs change, and that's huge because it's not just a rumor. It's Nintendo's president straight up stating it. So let me break down exactly what was said and what it means for your Switch 2 purchase, because in the year 2025, who knows what a price is? Who knows what a price might be? And who definitely knows what price you should buy it at? The answer is, gosh, it's confusing. So what's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. This comes during a Nintendo report where they're telling their investors how many copies of everything they sold. And they actually made a conservative prediction that they would have 15 million Switch 2s by the end of March 2026, which people think like they should be going up, but it seems like they're conservative because they don't know if the price might have to change. Now, right now, the Switch 2 is $450 or $500 the Mario Kart bundle, and people are pre-ordering like crazy. Nintendo invites are going out today. I did not get mine, but I've seen people, even in my own comments, say like, yes, we got them. People have been posting some on Twitter that they got them. You can still check the link and do that trick. I posted it this morning. But that's going to be like potentially a deal, which feels awful to say that potentially the launch price is a deal. And this just smacks the face of Takahashi yesterday, who said that the Switch 2 price would gradually go down. Today we got the Consumer Technology Association publishing a report that, tariffs could cause console prices to go up 69% in the United States. And then Furukawa comes in with this gem. He was asked about tariffs and pricing, and he said if tariffs change dramatically, they will have to raise the price of Switch 2, which is something that I think, it's cause and effect. We've talked about this is tariff problems, this is global economy problems, and here's Furukawa, quote, "At this time, the top priority is to quickly popularize the Switch 2 hardware. If the assumptions regarding tariffs change significantly, we would like to consider what price adjustments we should make and implement them after considering various factors." So the factors would be, dude, if tariffs are costing you way more money, you're going to have to pass that cost on to consumers, because that's what happened with tariffs, even though apparently we can't quite fully understand that here in the United States. They want to popularize the Switch 2 as their top priority, which means get consoles out there quick, because they can make money on games. They can sell you games physically. They can sell you games digitally. You don't really need a whole lot of shipping there. They're not even really putting that many games on cartridge, for better or worse. But with the console, they got to get them into your hands. They are going to try to mass push these things because, as Furukawa acknowledges, there's a chance that, like, hey, in 5 months' time, we might have to boost that Switch 2 to $550. Like, no, literally, like 69% bump would put the Switch 2 at like $650, $700. So I'm being conservative here. It sounds scary. It sounds stupid. I'm not trying to fearmonger. I hope that they figure things out. I hope that it's good. But this is out of Nintendo's hands. It really is. It's out of Nintendo's hands. And if tariffs are going to start charging so much more, what can they do? Just take huge losses on every console? No, they're not going to do that. They exist to make money. That's what a company's for. At the same time, they want to get the Switch 2 out there because they make way more money on the games, and you can't really push a system if you don't have units out there. You can't really have anything, because then games aren't going to be selling. You're not going to have third-party partnerships. You're not going to have the allure of all of these developers wanting to put their games on Switch 2. So they're in a tough spot. If anything changes with the tariffs, they're in a tough spot because they have to decide between raising the price and selling more of these. And that's why it's their number one priority to push these as quickly as humanly possible, because if things change, they're going to raise the price. It's just how much. How much would they raise it? Would they raise it $50? Would they raise it $100? I've heard people say, a $600 Switch 2 is not out of the question if we get a significant tariff change. And Furukawa is telling you that, yeah, they would have to raise the price of a Switch 2. So the takeaway is you got to get your Switch early. And I know that feels silly because it's very hard to get right now. Pre-orders have pretty much sold out. Nintendo is slowly sending out these invites. It doesn't seem like a ton of people have got them yet. And you're basically going to be praying for a restock or waiting for a day one get in line type ordeal. I think this console is going to sell out and is already selling out right away, but the silver lining might be Nintendo is absolutely incentivized 1,000,000% to smush as many units onto ships as they can and get them over to the United States and sell these things. Really sell them anywhere they can, everywhere they can, as much as humanly possible. Because even though, yeah, like you might think Nintendo would rather wait and charge more, the reason they'd be charging more is because they're incurring more costs. So it wouldn't be making them more money. The best way for them to make money is to get the Switch 2 out there and then sell the games, as I mentioned. So Furukawa is going to try and flood the market ASAP, because if this does change, we know there's like a pause on tariffs right now. Things seem to change every other dang day. They don't know what's going on. It's always a mystery. The tariffs go up, the tariffs go down, the tariffs disappear, the tariffs are back, the tariffs disappear. If the tariffs are there, Nintendo is going to charge more. And we can argue till the day is long about if Nintendo is greedy or about if this is tariffs. But Furukawa is straight up telling you it's tariffs, and then we've got this new report about console prices could rise by 69% due to Trump tariffs, Tech Trade Association warns. Not an analyst, not a reporter, not a sleuth or a predictor. The Tech Trade Association, okay? The Consumer Technology Association and the Trade Partnership Worldwide LLC. By Trump tariffs, not by Nintendo greed, as they're saying. 69% increase. What does that take it to? Let's do some freaking math here. We're going to do some live math. This doesn't really happen in a SwitchForce video, but 450 times 1.69. Yeah, it's a $760 Switch too. Oh my God. We can't do that. We can't have that. Nintendo won't do that. Nintendo will not allow the console to get to $760.50. They won't. But if you have any interest in the Switch 2, I know a lot of people will kind of like pause and be like, okay, there's not that many games. I'm going to kind of avoid the rush. I'm going to kind of wait. Maybe to the holiday season, there'll be a good promo, a good deal. In this case, I think you got to get the Switch 2 as early as you can, because you do not know if it'll go up, but it won't go down. I think I'm 100% now in the camp that Takahashi in his report yesterday about like, oh, I think Nintendo is going to implement a price drop strategy is kind of hogwash. I don't know what he's on, but that's not the reality. The reality is this system can easily go up, and we'll be lucky if it stays the course. We're a weird world where a sale isn't good news, but the same darn price or even like a tiny increase is good news. Like they bumped the accessories $5. If they bump the Switch to $25, be like, okay, that's pretty good. That's good. What a weird world we live in. Let me know in the comments down below. Does this change your plan? Does this change your mind? Are you very glad you got a pre-order? If you didn't, are you starting to panic? And the fun question, what is the maximum you would pay for a Switch 2? Like, I know a bunch of Sony fans and Xbox fans be like, I wouldn't even pay $300. No, Nintendo fans, I'm speaking to you. You want to play Mario Kart, you want to play Donkey Kong, you want to play 3D Mario. What's the max you would pay? Like, legitimately, think about it. If tariffs really do cause this console to go up, what is your line, your point of no return where you're like, I cannot justify paying that much for a Switch 2? Let me know your take in the comments down below. I'll be reading them and replying. In the meantime, everybody, thanks so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. Love you lots. SwitchForce out.